Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video on the channel. It's your host, JR Digital Visuals, and I'm back with another original. So for today's video, we're getting to the good stuff. I'm giving you a full breakdown of the camera gear that I own and things I wish I knew before buying. First things I'm gonna say is definitely going Sony eventually. That will happen in the future, but if you aren't, get Canon R or Sony. That's what I'll say, or maybe like Panasonic, but they just don't have that many. Like, they're mainly for video, in my opinion, for the gear that has been made for them. But for photos, go Sony. So I'm gonna give you a full breakdown on the stuff. This is what I love and the things that like I said, I wish I knew before buying. This is for my people who are trying to either chase the bag or build up their camera kit, or they're just curious what goes into a creative workflow behind the scenes. And hey, drop in the comments what your favorite piece of gear might be in this video, or what's on your wish list, or maybe what's your favorite right now that you may have or may not have. Let's make this a real convo, you know. So let's get into it. All right, so excuse this jank setup when it, you know, what's going on here. Let's start with the photography side, because that's where everything started for me back in quarantine. The Rebel T7 and an iPhone 6, literally taking pictures of like dogs and like trees and stuff. This is my workhorse. This is the Canon R, the Canon EOS R. It's not the newest on the block, but it's solid. Released around 2018, 2019. It got a great dynamic range, a great color science, which Canon is definitely known for, and it handles well in the hand, especially with this battery grip that I have attached on here. The grip on the camera is mad comfortable. It's super grippy, and especially during long shoots, I have never complained. I think the longest shoot I've done with this was like almost 4 hours of me holding the camera and walking around with it, and it was super annoying, like, to do the shoot, but like I did not hate my Bessie right here. I don't know actually what to call her. So drop a name for the camera in the comments. I want to talk about this. It's not on the list that I have written down, but it's definitely here, and I feel like it should, you know, be mentioned. This camera battery grip. I'm not sure the brand. It's not Canon, but it was $100 or like $50 less than what Canon is selling it for. This was $100. It's weather sealed. It's attached to the camera. It runs 2 batteries. It has a very important feature, which is a flash trigger response button, or I guess coax cable attachment. I don't really know the name, but it works. It has the same thing, autofocus. I can adjust the f-stop, ISO, aperture, all that. And it shoots, and it's all connected to the camera's internal system using, it looks like an HDMI port, but I'm assuming it's a camera connection port. So yeah, that's the one. That's an honorable mention for this kit. I have 3 Canon original batteries and 3 ProMaster batteries. I believe so. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Lenses I actually use. So I got 3 to like go-to lenses, which are my main lenses. I rent some when I need some other ones. I have friends who let me borrow, and these are the ones that I've accumulated and will be upgrading over time. But I needed to, you know, lighting and stuff will make a lens look better anyway. So first things first, we got it on the camera already. This is my 24-105 f3.5 to f4. If I could only bring one lens to a shoot, it'd probably be this, or like the 24-70 f2.8. It's super flexible. It's wide enough for environmental portraits, and it gets tight enough for details, and especially shooting this at an f8, because listen, I don't care how good of a photographer you are. If you believe, I don't care how new, actually, I don't care how new of a photographer you are. If you believe that solely shooting f1.8 or 1.5 or 1.2 or 2.8, anything super bokeh, you're missing out, bro. Shooting f8, I'm gonna see if I can throw up a shot like right here or something, where it's literally, I think I shot at actually like f10. Got everything in shot, everything in frame. So don't miss out on it. That's all I gotta say. The second lens up here is the 70-210 by Tamron. This is an f4, consistent through all focal lengths. It's not a prime, but it's internal zoom, and it's fully weather sealed. This one's underrated because it only cost me about $640, maybe a little less. And I will use it when I really need that nice compression. I need to tighten up a shot, especially for portraits or sneaky candids, when I don't want to be all up in somebody's personal space and business. Ooh, sorry, camera. This is my nifty, I guess my nifty 50. It's a vintage 50mm. It's fully manual. It's got that dreamy like fall off, and it just has so much character. It's a very one-off type of lens. You're not getting crazy sharpness, but the softness, the vibe, the flavor that this has, especially because whoever owned it previously smoked, so there's some buildup behind the lens that gives it that dehaze, that pro mist filter without needing a pro mist. And regardless, I did clean it. It didn't come out. So I'm stuck with it, but it has definitely got me some nice shots, which I will show up. I'll throw up like right around like, I guess the middle frame. We'll just throw it all in the middle frame. And that's really it. If you ever shot with a manual lens, you already know the satisfaction of nailing a focus. Drop a camera emoji in the comments if you're team vintage glass, or you know, if you just want to spark conversation. So for lights, when I want to control the sun because the sun's not enough or the moon is too less, I got two strobes. The Godox V860 Mark III. This is for Canon, but it does not matter because I use a trigger system off on the top of my camera. This one works perfectly with the triggering system that I have here. I'll fire it up to get y'all. I guess I'll just connect it. Is that on? That's on. So I'll throw up a test flash. Boom. Wait, hold on. Boom. That's the test flash. I don't need to press or use the trigger on my camera. So this is the one that works perfectly fine. I've connected to two other lights. I do have another light on the way. So stay tuned for that in the next 2 weeks, I think. I got it off of Newegg, so it's going to take 2 weeks to get here. But yeah, it was like $70 off of what it's actually worth. So, I mean, I got to get it. Using the flashes are definitely good for when it comes to indoor or darker settings. So this is the runner-up, or not the runner-up, but this is something that saved me $400 because I went and got it used, but it's still worth $400. It's probably worth more than that. So this is the newer Vision 4 Pro. It's a wireless TTL location shooting device. It's literally just is what like an 8600 would be. Maybe not. Maybe the 8600 might be a little bit better. The 8400 or whatever is like right below the 8600 is better than the 8200. And this is where I want to get into what makes it so special and so unique in my opinion. So first things first, here's the test. There's the flash. It's got a model light. It's got frequency settings. It's got all that. But here is what makes it so unique in other strobes. I don't know if they still do this anymore. That's why I'm like, you know. So imagine, you know, I got the trigger set up to this light, and then this one don't got a light, like a trigger. That's, you know, it's a different brand. It's newer. This is Godox. I think I just actually did it. Trying to show off what I was trying to show. So basically, this uses optical triggering, which means it doesn't only fire when it sees another flash, it fires pretty damn quick when it sees another flash. Great for indoor and darker settings because, you know, it needs a faster flash or like a brighter light. Compared to the sun, it's not really my go-to for bright outdoor shoots, but we will make it work for grad season until the next light comes. Still, it's reliable in the right space, and in my hands, I feel like it's the right hands to be reliable in. Sorry, I definitely just dropped this stuff trying to check. So if you can see that. So I'm gonna try and block this one. Yeah, so basically, I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera. It responds off of another light. So even like a phone flash, if it's super dark, it'll respond just like a human's eyeball. So that's why I want to give it, you know, I got to give it its props. I got to give it its flowers. So I also got two soft boxes. Not a lot. I got two more on the way. So the before, that might be a lot, but it depends on the vibe I want. I also got two beauty dishes on the way. So it might not be a lot. It might be enough. Depending on what the vibe I'm trying to set, I'll swap them out. Soft light is the best friend for portraits. Like soft light and good cascading light around the subject will get your shot really good. Quick tip, do not sleep on placement. If you get my favorite go-to, I'll try and use like military strat, right? We'll use some pieces. So say this is the subject, this is light, right? Light, boom, come from behind, light, boom, like lighting the subject in the front. Bow, fire at the same time. The camera, it's gonna fill up the front frame. So don't sleep in placement. One softbox in the right spot can do so much more than three in the wrong spots. If you got so many shadows filling up a frame and your character look all dark, would you even shoot, you know? So here's my editing flow. I got my main PC and obviously my MacBook Pro 16. I got my Wacom tablet. It says this unicorn kills vampires. So Wacom tablet is the Intubus Pro. It's pretty solid. The software is good. Not really here for the software though. I'm just using it for touch-ups and, you know, recoloring and, you know, doing highlights and stuff when I can't do it with the mouse, especially because I'm not right-handed. So a mouse is kind of counterintuitive because I can only do it like this. My left hand, I can be so much more intricate, like when it comes to designing. So yeah, this is my left. I know it might be mirrored. I'm sorry. Maybe let me try and flip it. Flip horizontal. Okay. I'm sorry if that messed up your orientation of the video. Hopefully YouTube does not hate me so much for that. And I have editing software such as Lightroom, Photoshop, but I'll pull out Luminar Neo on this when I want to get experimental, because sometimes I want my photos to feel like an album cover, have a new moody texture. And Luminar Neo makes that fun, and they have so many different like varieties. You can import LUTs, do different color grading for photos, crank up grain, crank down grain, turn up softness, all that. I got the Joby mic for the main vlogging setup. I don't know where I put my Rode mic, but it's a little bit longer. Pause on the hand gesture. But yeah, it goes on top. It's a little bit more for like running gun, interviewing rigs and stuff. I got the newer, got 2 newer mics. I don't know where the other one is. But yeah, they just gave me their little cheap joints because I wasn't paying for the other ones, not yet at least. And then I use my Blue Yeti. My Blue Yeti. That's it. I have another thing that I use, but it's from my school, so it's not mine, so I'm not going to claim it. But they are Rode mics, they are pod mics, and they are Rode wireless mics. I just have to give y'all an audio tip, which I'm going to throw up in words down here, but I also say audio tip is don't neglect it. You can get away with a pretty mad video if your sound is crisp, but never the other way around. Here's my tripod. It's the Manfrotto. It's made in Italy by Manfrotto. It had a handle. I broke the handle playing around. Not gonna lie. It's pretty hefty. It's never fallen over. It's probably done more damage if it did fall over. This joint kind of got some punch to it. Like if I ever had to swing at somebody with this, I would, yeah. I put it up on there for photos, videos. I only got the main camera for now. The other 2 tripods I just use for lights, like the light holding up, the light on my fridge, and the light holding up behind my monitor. I got light stands. You know, they get the job done. I don't really got to show you what it looks like. To like 7.5 feet tall. I bounce between using this MacBook Pro 16-inch, 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of storage, i9 processor, I think 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, I mean, it rivals the M1. I feel like it does pretty well. 4 lightning ports. I will eventually be getting the M2 or M3 because I need the SD card reader. I can't not have that. I wish they put it on this one. I don't understand why they went away from MagSafe. I don't get any of that. But, you know, not going to bite the hand that feeds, because obviously I love Apple. So, yeah, this is my portable beast. And then my custom PC, which y'all see in front of you, is all custom. It's my editing tank, big projects, color grading, multiple tabs, 3 projects loading, this thing loading while DaVinci's open on my PC, and Discord and a game and Netflix running at the same time. Like, yo. Do not do that. This is a question for the comments. Let me actually. So yeah, I use DaVinci Resolve mostly for color work. I do a lot of cuts with that as well. I don't really use Adobe Premiere Pro. I feel like it runs better on Mac Silicon, like anything Mac. Sometimes Windows really well. Like it used to run really well, but like DaVinci just so like, it's so preem, right? So they both have different needs. But I like keeping my workflow pretty like cohesive instead of keeping it so dynamic. But if you're an editor, are you more a DaVinci or like Premiere person? Like, let me know. Maybe we can settle a debate. I know I'm not that. I want to wrap this video up. It depends on where you go, how you save money, and how you spend. Because at the end of the day, having all this gear does not mean anything, because it's just tools. You don't need the best camera to tell a powerful story. I shot on phones, camcorders, Rebel T7s, vintage stuff. But with things with busted viewfinders, literally my M50, I think I busted my viewfinder, bro. Like that joint was fried. What matters is how you see, like what you see and how you share it, right? Because if you're not sharing it, it's not getting nowhere. And I feel like this is why I need this video, is because I don't share my stuff, and I need to share my stuff to get a name, right? So yeah, I hope this gave you a better look at my setup. If you got any gear questions, hit me in the comments. If there's something you want a deeper dive on being a Canon photographer, I'm also switching over to Sony. I got the Sony A7R5 already being saved up for right now as we speak. I'm switching over to Sony for my 21st birthday in August. And you know, keep that in prayers. God blessing, and he's been blessing and providing. So you know, as long as I keep doing this work, keep getting this work going, and getting all these shoots done, all this equipment will pay itself off. It already has mostly. The new lights and stuff will definitely pay themselves off after this grad season is over. If there's something that you want a deeper dive on, like lighting setups, audio comparisons, or even an editing workflow or how to do it, I got you. I'm not perfect, but I am definitely okay. I want to say okay to decent. If it's photos, I'm pretty, you know, a little above average. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with a fellow creator or content creator who might need gear inspo or who wants to support the cause. So yeah, at the end of the day, gear is just gear, and that's what it is. It's gear, tools. If a carpenter is using a saw upside down, he's not gonna cut no wood. And the same way as if you have a camera and he needs a better prescription, get him that prescription. I promise you the photos will turn out better. Tools help us build the vision. They don't help the vision build itself, you know? So yeah, what really matters is what's on your heart, what's on your mind. For me, I create because I serve a creator. Every photo, every frame, every story, it tells something. If it's not just that, it's also helping pay the bills to get me through this crushing society. So if you're watching this and you're feeling behind, you think that you need the best stuff, you don't. This stuff is not the best stuff, but it's the best for me to get my feet off the ground. You don't need the best stuff. You don't need the newest stuff. You don't need to continuously buy a new camera, new camera, new camera, new camera. Get it if you can afford it, for sure. Like if it can pay itself, for sure buy it, because it never hurts. Like it's nice having the stuff, can't lie. But don't center your focus on it. Center your focus on your subject once you learn it, right? If you made it this far, first off, you're a real one. Honestly, I really appreciate it. Second, I'm using my webcam today. The camera is obviously for the video, so don't judge me. Working on the new cam setup soon for the, like, you know, the vlogs for the webcam. I'm gonna check in on that new Canon V series that they got, because that's going to definitely be a good webcam, or maybe reinvest in a Canon M50 only for streaming though. If you got any value out of this, show some love, like, comment, share with another creative, and don't forget to follow me on socials. Probably throw it around here. It's at JR Digital Visuals. It's at JR Digital, and it's also at Swole Reaper if you want to follow the fitness page. I share behind the scenes, editing tips, and a little bit of life in between on these socials. So until next time, keep creating, stay grounded, and remember that you are created with a purpose for a purpose. Peace, blessings, and much love. Adios. May Yahweh bless you and guide you and continue to let your life prosper. I'm using my MacBook mouse to scroll off of this recorder. Sorry. Peace out.